Paul, what should I be writing content about? What should I be creating video about? And how do I make sure that converts my audience to customers? Question I get asked loads and loads. I've covered it before, but I want to cover it again because it's super important. And a lot of people join the newsletter, sign up, and might not have seen the old post. So we're going to cover it one more time. My honest advice is that I'm not a strategist. In the eyes of somebody who's not done video before, I have a lot of experience. I can advise things. I don't see myself as a strategist, and I don't like strategy. Probably, I'm guessing, a lot like you guys. It's very hard to see the woods for the trees, especially when it's your own business. And so I came up with a visualization framework that just helps you understand what sort of content you should be creating and where it fits in your customer conversion funnel. You might be sat there thinking, oh, Paul, I don't have a customer conversion funnel. Of course you do. If you have customers and you have people that you speak to who aren't yet customers, you've got a funnel, because how do you get them from one end to the other? That's your funnel, right? And the job of video and content in particular is to help move it from one end to the other. It's from, I'm mildly interested in this person, they might have something interesting to say, to, wow, I can't work with anybody else. And I've now got the problem that they solve. I must work with this person because there is nobody else for me. That's where we want to get them to. So imagine that you have a YouTube channel, right? Some of you might already have one. If you do, imagine that it's 18 months down the line and it's wildly successful. I don't mean it's bringing you millions of views. I mean, it's bringing you clients. People are going to your YouTube channel, they're watching your content, and they are coming to you as customers. That's where we want to get to. So working backward. And to do that, we need to take them on the buy-in journey. So each customer, no matter what you buy, there is a journey to follow. And it starts with awareness. How can they buy from you if they don't know who you are? The second stage is authority and credibility. Why would I buy from you? How can you help me? What services do you offer? All those sorts of questions. And then the final bit is, okay, I've got a shortlist. It's you and 2 other people. What is it about you specifically that would make me want to work with you? How do we align together? Why would I not want to work with you? Why specifically do you stand out? And what are your unique selling points? Those 3 buy-in stages become playlists for your YouTube channel. And this is where it starts to get really, really simple and obvious to people. Once you realize that, all you've got to do is name your playlists. What would awareness look like as a playlist for you? I can't answer that question. I don't think any content strategist can without a long in-depth workshop. So have a think, what would you call that playlist? And likewise for the other 2. Now your job is simple. All you've got to do is every time you create a piece of content, it's got to slot into one of those 3 categories. Have a think before you start creating any more content about what that journey in each stage might look like. If an audience member was to come along and watch that YouTube channel and they were going to come to your first playlist, what would take them on the journey to help them understand who you are? What do you do? Why would they care? What's your journey been? What's your story? What's your background? How are you as a content creator? How are you unique? What are they going to find when they watch your content? Your next step, once that playlist has been kind of fleshed out a little bit, and I'm not saying you have to understand exactly what every piece of content along that journey looks like, but most of it. Second stage, right, okay, how can I add value to you? This is going to be your main playlist, right? This is going to be the content that you put out day in and day out. It relates to why you're an expert at what you do, how you can showcase that, how you can add value to people without them paying a penny for your services. How can they do the things that you do without being you? Because let's be honest, they can't do it without being you. They might try, and if they can go and do it, brilliant, they're not a customer. If they can't do it, they're going to come to you because you gave them the advice in the first place. Step 2, what do those videos look like? Step 3, really, really simple. Who do I not like working with? Who do I love working with? Why do I love working with them? What are you going to get working with me? Are you loyal? Are you unique? Do you offer services above and beyond what your competitors might? What are the real selling points for you so that somebody who's about to make a decision can make one really quickly and easily? And if you can put all that into practice, and every day when you sit down to write your content for LinkedIn, you want to write an article, or you're starting with video, as I tell people is the most efficient way of doing things, you can start with the right idea in the first place and make sure that all your content marries up, because that's the important thing. It's no good having disjointed content all over the place. It's got to tell a common story. And it's certainly over a period of time, it's got to tell that common story. So for me right now, as I'm recording this, there's a conversation ongoing on my LinkedIn around authenticity for this month. Authenticity is super powerful, but I recorded one video episode with a good friend of mine. I'm putting that out across the channel repeatedly over the month, and I'm discussing topics around authenticity. That's what you need to do. That's your starting point. Start with your origin story. It slots nicely into your awareness section, and then figure the rest out from that visual approach. Let me know how you get on. Love to hear from people who watch the newsletter or read the newsletter. And if there's any advice I can offer, please do drop into the inbox and ask me some questions. All right, I'll see you next week on the Content Classroom.